are coin counting combinations, and also the ability to, when you know you're spending a certain amount of money, the change you should be getting back or counting back for someone. So that makes our target today. Today I can accurately count back coin combinations and change. Okay, we're going to go today from a $1 bill. Okay. So everyone, do you have a hundreds chart in front of you that's colored in?
Yeah.
Yes. And you should have a blank piece of paper, okay, just a line one. Normal right now, we haven't filled anything in on that yet. Everyone's got one of those in front of them, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, first things first, on the coin combination, I want to do a quick review to make sure we remember what each color associated with the squares, what they represent. So where we have the brown ones, okay, how many of you guys tell me right now, remember what that represents, what coin, what amount of money? Ones, and another name for a one is a penny, right, Lewis? Okay. So the brown ones right here, these are going to be our pennies. And like Ms. Peck said, those are going to be 1 cent increments. Okay. Yellow squares on that. They're colored in. Liz? So anything that jumps in 5s or 10s, right? So nickels and dimes. And I'm going to write here is EL, nickels, N-I-C-K-E-L-S?
N-I-C-K,
I think so. Nickels and dimes. And a nickel's worth how much? 5, and a dime is? 10. Very good. So we have a nickel, 5 cents, and 10 cents for a dime. Now this is my my bad attempt at trying to make an orange square. We don't have an orange marker, so I tried to go yellow and red, and it turned out very, very bad. So, yes, that will be orange. Quarters.
And 50 cent things that you said about 50 cent pieces.
Quarters and 50-cent pieces, and that one obviously. Okay, quarters are worth how much?
25.
Spence? 25 cents, absolutely. So that's 20. And we also have then the name by association 50-cent pieces are worth how many?
50 cents?
50 cents, very good.
I never see a 50 cent piece.
They're not around very often. We're just talking about that too. You don't get those to change very much. So
You only see these.
quarters?
Quarters.
But here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you all of a sudden, if you do get one of those stores that wants to give you a 50-cent piece, I don't want you to be thrown off to show up. So if you get a 50-cent piece back, I want you to make sure you know whether you have the right amount of change or not. So we're still going to work with that today, okay? All right, everyone, you got a line piece of paper right here. Right? I need you guys to follow along and please, okay, write down on here. I need you to write. You have the holes here on the left, so your paper should be facing this way with the holes. I want you to write here at the top, I want you to write the word amount. Okay, so write that real quick in the top left-hand corner, just to the right side of those holes, please. It's right there, write amount, please. Do you have a pencil, Patrick? Do you want to get a pen? Perfect. Next to amount, okay, I want you to write, I'm just going to do this, I'm going to say adult. Put a line under that. That's going to be where an adult's going to make their initials, whether or not you got the amount correct. So write adult right next to it, please. And I'll explain all this in a minute once we get going for how it's going to work. And I want you to make this little sign right here, it's a little check mark, with a line under it. So you should have 3 things on the top. You should have the amount, you should have an adult, and you should have a check mark with a line underneath that. Okay? Then on the left side, over here in the margin where the holes, I want you to number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Do you want us to skip a line?
Yes, it'll help you to skip a line, yeah. You don't need a whole lot of space, but probably 1 line in between each number would be perfect for you guys. You got those, buddy? Yeah.
I'm still sleeping. My kid was waking me up there.
That woke you up last night a
Yeah,
couple
it
times?
pulled down my controller off my game.
Oh, that'll happen. That's the risk of having pets, my buddy. You know?
That's good, then two wires on my.
That's all right. We still love our pets. That's okay.
I don't like
That's all right. So this is how this is going to work. I'm going to explain this real quick so you guys know. On the overhead, I'll pull the screen down here just like we normally do. I'll put up different coin combinations so you guys can see. So the first couple, we're all going to have the same amount of change I want you guys to count. And you can use the chart if you want and physically place the coins on the chart. Okay, that's completely okay. But you're going to go through, so I'm going to put the amount on the overhead. The coins will show up here. I want you to work and practice on counting those by yourself, and an adult's going to come around and see. So once you think you have the amount correct, for example, if I put 72 cents up there, and Lewis writes down 72 cents, okay, you wait, you raise your hand, and an adult's going to come around and check. If you have the correct amount, so if I come over and I count Lewis's number, and he has 72, I'm going to have my initials next to it. That says that you got that correct on the first try. Okay, does that make sense? So if you count the change accurately the first time, an adult's going to come by and sign their initials underneath that, so we can tell you got it right the first time. If you did not get it right, for example, if we had 72 cents up on the overhead, and Spencer counted 65 cents.
Yeah, that would be.
That wouldn't be right, would it? That'd be incorrect. So then an adult is going to come by and put one check mark underneath the check mark part. That tells us that it might have taken you more than one try, and we're going to kind of help you work through maybe where you messed up. Okay, maybe it was a simple mistake, like you saw a quarter and it looked like a nickel to you because they're similar sizes. Maybe that is. But we're going to help you work through that and ask you to recount it again. So once you've counted again and you think you have the correct number, you call an adult over. Okay, we're going to come through, count with you, and when you get it right, we will then put our initials underneath the adult line. So,
It was like that pin's going out.
I wrote with a different part of it.
Oh.
That was all. So once I put an amount up on the overhead, what's your guys' first job you need to do?
Count it out.
Count it out loud by yourself, right? Okay, I guess not out loud, sorry. You're going to count it to yourself, and then you are going to write what you think the number is next to 1. Once you have the amount, what do you guys need to do? Raise your hand, and then what, Jess? Once you raise your hand, what am I looking for as an adult?
The amount we put.
The amount you put. So we're going to come by and see if it's correct. If it's correct, the adult's going to put their initials. If it's not correct, we're going to have a check mark next to it. And then we're going to ask you, we're going to help you to see where you guys went wrong or what happened along the way so we can correct it and fix the problem. All right, Taylor, it looks like you're off to work, buddy. You guys have a good day. I'll see you guys Monday, actually. Any questions about the first part of this?
No.
No. Perfect. So, we are going to get started. Now, any of the adults in the room, that includes Caitlin, she can come around and she'll be helping out as well. Mrs. Daniels and myself. All right? She's going to come by and help count the change.
That's something right with that.
We're gonna concentrate on the change and concentrate.
You know what better? If you guys will have the same amount of change, you can use your hundreds chart to place them on the squares. As we have right here, you can still do this now. You know what each color represents and how far they can jump to. And while this is warming up, you get the first combination set. All right, there's your first combination right there. I'm going to turn this lights off, make it a little easier for you to see. So that's the first one up on the overhead right there. Yeah, put them in order of how much they're worth to help you out in the first one. I'll mix that up. Make it a little more, did that help at all or no?
No, that just made it worse.
That made it harder to see? Is that easier to see that way for you guys?
Yes.
Okay. All right, there's the first one, so count to yourself. What are these top ones? What are these?
Quarters.
Quarters? What's this? Dime? And?
Nickel.
And? Pennies. There you go. So you can set them up the same way yourself, and you can work on counting. And once you think you have the correct amount, remember, write it on the sheet under the amount, and then one of the adults or Miss Caitlin will come around and help.